Hunters have been nerfed again for the 5th, 6th, or 7th time. Hunters have received another nerf. This time Blizzard has specifically targeted hunter pets, as well as we do see a buff for every single caster in the BFD raid. On top of the buff we already saw earlier with the boon of the Black Fathom, now giving all casters 3% extra spell hit, as well as 25% extra spell damage. But let's look at the extra changes that just came out literally minutes ago to hunters and casters. Now, hunter pet values, attack power values have been updated to better scale with the hunter's actual attack power. So right now, hunters like scorpions and also like wind serpents using lightning breath, we're scaling very well with physical abilities with the attack powers. So hunters attack power has now been normalized, and all abilities are going to scale with that attack power based on how much focus they cost. Something like lightning breath from a wind serpent still does cost a lot of attack power, so it will still be most likely pretty strong. But scorpions, the actual cost of scorpion poison is only 30. It's pretty low, which means that it won't gain a ton of your attack power. Now, on top of that, the scorpion poison is also going to be now gaining stacks from attack power that scale over each stack. Initially, this stacks up to 5, the poison stacks up to 5, but the very first poison was the one that received all of the attack power gain. Basically, it was like if you had plus 60 attack power damage to it, which spell damage, then your very first attack would hit for 61 spell damage, because it's supposed to do 1 damage every second for 10 seconds. Instead, now it will scale up, so the very first stack will not hit that hard, meaning you can't just put 1 stack on every single target to greatly increase your damage output if you are a hunter. So hunters now, our meta pets will probably change tomorrow back to things like raptors or slow speed cats, or you can also, I mean, I guess you could go with a boar, but not really. It's probably raptors or slow speed cats, but the testing will all be done tomorrow. So don't worry about that, guys. I will keep you updated on that. Pets now also receive a smaller amount of the hunter's armor and stamina. Basically, pets have been able to fully tank within the raid, and people are pretty upset that pets can tank better than them. Pets are better at holding aggro. If players aren't playing well, they just can't hold aggro. And if a pet just initially taunts, you can't really get aggro back from them. You can't build rage if the pet already has the threat. So this is a pretty nice change, although I think Blizzard wanted pets to be able to tank different things or specific encounters. We still wanted dedicated hunters to have the ability to tank certain dungeons and raid encounters, but pets shouldn't be so effective they become objectively the correct choice. Like, they shouldn't be the best tank. That makes no sense for hunter pets to be the best tank. Hunters aren't a tanking class. On top of that, the aspect of the lion has been redesigned to now work as an aura. This basically means that hunters don't have to use aspect of the lion instead of aspect of the hawk. This is pretty nice. It offsets the lower amount of damage that hunters are getting from their pets now to give them a little bit of a buff. Basically, you can go imp aspect of the hawk, so I can have aspect of the hawk up at the same time as having aspect of the lion, meaning I can grab aspect of the lion for my rune. This will be an aura that will apply to me, but improved aspect of the hawk, which will allow me to have a 5% chance to increase your weapon speed by 30%, actually can still be used. Now, past that, for all of the casters, the buff that all of the casters are getting is that the elemental resistances within the BFD raid are being drastically reduced from 75 to 25 on most instances. And also, the little priestesses for Twilight Lord Kelris are having their resistance lowered to 0. Right now, casters are very weak on this fight, because if you get sent in as a double caster group, then you can barely kill the adds. This was something you can absolutely play around by sending 1 caster and 1 melee every single time. But if your composition has no melee, then you are a little bit screwed. This is basically, Classic isn't supposed to be hard at level 25, and everyone's supposed to be relatively even, although still warriors and rogues are going to absolutely dominate this phase, even with these buffs to casters. If you missed it earlier, the boon of Black Fathom, the buff from Black Fathom Deeps is now going to be giving you 25% extra spell, or 25 extra spell damage and 3% spell hit on top of the already current buffs that it gives. So get ready. Going to the Black Fathom is going to be great. Hunters, you're going to probably need to change pets tomorrow, and I will keep you updated on what is going to be the new best pet situation as well as the new best spec. Although you should have already been able to do more damage being a marksman build. So be happy, because technically you're able to use your abilities more often. Like, technically we're actually going to be able to play the game now instead of opting to use the pet build. The only issue is we probably might not be able to do as much damage because we have mana issues, which means also don't use things like Arcane Shot or Serpent Sting. They're really inefficient mana wise. But if you guys want to stay up to date on everything Season of Discovery, of course, make sure to follow the channel. I'll try to have everything for you, and I'll be doing a ton of testing tomorrow on Twitch. So I'll see you all on the next one.